A giant oil lamp made of fiberglass and steel stands towering over a small village. It was built in the year 2000 and measures in at 12.8 meters high. It welcomes you to the village of Donalda, a small community in central Alberta with a distinct history. The village of Donalda was incorporated in 1912. Its fascination with lamps began with the Donalda and District Museum, which was formed following the generous donation of a lamp collection by local residents Don and Beth Lawson in 1979. Since then, a will to preserve a unique part of the local heritage has resulted in the growth of the museum to become one of the world's largest oil lamp collections. Various items of local historical significance are also featured. So now I'm here with Zoe Deckenauer, the museum manager of the Donalda and District Museum. Zoe, what would you say is the centerpiece of your collection, the lamp your museum is most proud of?
That's actually a hard question, only because there's so many fantastic lamps that we have, over 1,500. So thinking about the question, I can't actually pick out one lamp. I think giving a category, I think we're especially proud of our Aladdin lamp collection, which is a brand, and we kind of work to get each individual lamp in each category. So always getting a new Aladdin lamp is always exciting. Our oldest example of lamp would have to be probably our Roman discus lamp, which is just a little discus made out of clay, and it's got kind of a Roman gladiator engraving on it. So used for light, obviously, but also symbolic gifts for graves and tombs, and also offerings for gods and goddesses and temples and whatnot.
And approximately from what year would this lamp have been from?
Roman Empire. I think the earliest that people have found them is like back from the 1st century.
And your town has a railway, which also has a part of a museum there. And I've read that you plan to expand that railway, possibly as a tourism opportunity inspired by Big Valley.
It's actually the Central Alberta Heritage Society who has been taking care of all that. So a few of our board members kind of sit on their board and they try to figure things out. So it is actually a part of the Big Valley line that connects to the Alberta Prairie Railway in Stettler. And they actually have been able to connect the line as far as Red Willow, which is pretty close to here. So they're hoping to raise funds to continue it into Donalda. Like most small settlements in Alberta, the train coming through really developed the area. So our train came through the CNR in 1911, and then it offered so many more options of bringing supplies in and people being able to get places. So it definitely, I don't think Donalda would have been here permanently if it wasn't for the railway.
And Donalda has an interesting history with the Norwegians. So would you say that Donalda has been influenced by the Norwegian culture or continues to be influenced to this day?
I would definitely think so. They were actually the first settlers in this area back in the early 1900s. The area was actually originally called Eidsvoll, but it wasn't changed until the railway came through to Donalda after the niece of Donald Mann, the vice president of the railway at that time. But I think the influence is definitely still there in many of our districts, such as Norvo and Ibsen, which were highly concentrated Norwegian.
The red building on the corner is the Imperial Bank of Canada. It was constructed in 1932 and in stable operation until 1997. Today, this neoclassical structure serves as the Community Art Gallery. In 1975, it was the scene of a bank robbery during which staff members were locked in the vault until it was opened by the manager returning from lunch. All thieves were caught. The welcome sign before the village hints not only at man-made wonders but also at a unique landscape, the Badlands. Badlands form the landscape to the east of the village of Donalda. The Meeting Creek Coulee, which formed following the recession of glaciers during the last ice age, was once the gathering place of both Blackfoot and Cree peoples during buffalo hunts. This is the village of Big Valley, the village which, as previously mentioned, has succeeded in revitalizing its railway. Many small towns share a similar story. The immense red grain elevators here are a typical sight throughout the prairies and serve as a reminder of the days when the train made it possible to sprinkle so many communities throughout Alberta. What other towns are there to discover? Located 100 kilometers to the south of Donalda, welcome to Rowley. Almost a ghost town, but not quite. Rowley, like Donalda, is working to preserve its heritage. It prospered during the 1920s as a result of its position along the rails. Western-style buildings line the main street, many, like this bank, having been repaired or built for the set of the movie Bye Bye Blues in 1988. Museums largely occupy the buildings, and this 1911 schoolhouse is home to some rather unusual students. The rails gave rise to small towns with distinct personalities. Donalda, Rowley, and Big Valley are all evidence of this. And, with plans not only to bring back the rails, but also to repair a historic creamery, Donalda, a village of 1,000 lamps, is shining a bright light.